You know what's strange? People don't notice you until someone else does first. The same family that ignored me for years suddenly started paying attention. But attention doesn't always mean love. Because sometimes, the moment people finally see your value is the moment they start fearing you too. The next morning felt weird. I walked downstairs expecting the usual silence. But instead, my mom looked up immediately. "Ashley, do you want breakfast?" I froze for a second. She hadn't asked me that in years. Sure. It was small. Very small. But I noticed it. But at school, things were changing too. People smiled at me in the hallways. Teachers greeted me differently. Even students who never talked to me before started saying hi. It was strange. I was still the same person, but now they could see me. That evening, my brother walked into my room, which never happened. "So, that competition thing, you did pretty good." "Pretty good?" Coming from him, that was basically a standing ovation. "Thanks." He nodded awkwardly, then left. But before he closed the door, he looked back at me, like he was seeing me for the first time. My sister, however, was different. At dinner, my mom kept talking about my competition win. "You should have seen the certificate." National level at her age is rare, and that's when I noticed it. My sister's expression. Tight smile, cold eyes, jealousy. "Well, it's not that big of a deal." The room went quiet. My mom frowned slightly. "It actually is." My sister looked shocked. Because for the first time, Mom defended me. Have you ever noticed that people only respect you after you succeed? If you relate to Ashley's journey, like this video, and subscribe to the channel, because her biggest challenge hasn't even started yet. Low. Later that night, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. But then I opened the message. "Congratulations on your performance. We would like to invite you to an advanced mentorship program." I stared at the screen. This was huge. Bigger than the competition itself. But even with all of this happening, part of me was still scared. What if this disappeared? What if people only cared because I won once? What if I failed next time? Because when you spend years being invisible, it's hard to believe you deserve to shine. The next day, something happened that I never expected. My sister confronted me. "What's your problem lately?" "My problem?" "Yeah. Everyone suddenly acts like you're special." I stared at her quietly. I didn't ask anyone to. "You love this attention, don't you?" And for the first time in my life, I didn't stay silent. No. I just got tired of pretending I didn't deserve it. She looked stunned. Because the quiet girl was finally speaking. That moment changed something inside me. Not because I argued with her, but because I finally defended myself. And honestly, it felt good. But while my family was finally noticing me, someone else was watching too. Someone who would completely change my future. And the next message I received would turn my entire world upside down. This is the moment. My comeback stopped being a secret. The next morning, I checked my phone again. The mentorship invitation was still there. It still didn't feel real. But then, another notification appeared. Unknown sender. I opened it slowly. "We've been following your progress. We believe you have extraordinary potential. Extraordinary. That word again, but this message was different. Because at the bottom, there was a name everyone knew. It was an invitation to one of the most elite student programs in the country, a program people spent years trying to enter. And somehow, they wanted me. Not my brother. Not my sister. Me. I should have been happy. But honestly, I was terrified. Because this wasn't small anymore. This would change everything. And deep down, a part of me still feared they wouldn't care. That night, we were all sitting at the dinner table again. Same table, same family. But this time, my hands were shaking slightly under the table. I got another invitation today. Everyone looked up. What kind of invitation? I handed him my phone. His eyes moved slowly across the screen. Then, his expression changed. Ashley, this is huge. My mom grabbed the phone next. Her eyes widened instantly. They only choose a few students every year. My brother leaned forward. Even my sister stopped scrolling on her phone. And suddenly, for the first time in my life, everyone at that table was focused on me. Have you ever dreamed about proving everyone wrong? About finally becoming the person nobody expected? Then this story is for you. Like this video, because Ashley's transformation is only getting started. Subscribe to the channel. Later that night, something happened that caught me completely off guard. My dad knocked on my door. He never did that. Come in, I said quietly. He stepped inside slowly. I underestimated you. Hearing those words felt unreal. This was the same man who once said I wouldn't get far in life. And now, he couldn't even look me in the eyes properly. I know I haven't always been fair to you, he said quietly. And I'm sorry. Part of me wanted to cry. Another part didn't know what to feel. Because when someone hurts you for years, one apology doesn't erase everything. But it was a start. Not everyone was happy, though. Later that night, I overheard my sister arguing with my mom. Why is everything about Ashley now? Because she's worked hard for it. I work hard too. The room went silent. And suddenly, I understood something. People get comfortable when you stay beneath them. But the moment you rise, everything changes. That night, I looked at myself in the mirror for a long time. Same face, same eyes, but not the same girl. The old Ashley waited for permission to matter. The new Ashley? She already knew her worth. But just when things finally started changing, a new problem appeared. One that threatened everything I had built. And the person behind it was someone I trusted. A few weeks after the mentorship invitation, things felt different. Lighter. My parents talked to me more. Teachers respected me. Students noticed me. Even my brother started asking for my advice sometimes. It felt strange, but nice. Like I was finally becoming part of the world around me. That's when I met Ethan. He was part of the mentorship program. Smart, confident, easy to talk to. And unlike everyone else, he treated me like I mattered from the very beginning. Not because I won something, but because he genuinely liked talking to me. At first, I kept my distance. I wasn't used to people being kind to me, especially not someone like him. But little by little, I started opening up. We stayed up texting late at night, talked about our dreams, our fears, everything. And for the first time in years, I felt understood. A month later, the mentorship program announced a major project. The winning team would receive national recognition. And Ethan wanted to work with me. Me. Not the loudest student. Not the most popular. The girl nobody used to notice. Have you ever trusted someone completely, only to realize later they weren't who you thought they were? If you relate to Ashley's story, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this episode changes everything. One evening, my brother stopped me before I went upstairs. You should be careful around that Ethan guy. What? Uncertain. I don't know, something feels off about him. I almost laughed. My brother? Trying to protect me? That's not really your thing, I said jokingly. But he didn't smile back. I'm serious, Ashley. A few days later, everything collapsed. I walked into the mentorship hall and immediately felt something was wrong. People were staring at me, whispering. My chest tightened instantly. Then I saw it. My project, displayed on the main presentation screen. Under Ethan's name. I couldn't breathe. No. That project was mine. One of the judges smiled at Ethan. This is outstanding work. Ethan nodded confidently, like he actually believed he earned it. I stared at him, waiting for him to say something, anything. But he didn't even look at me. And that hurt more than the betrayal itself. After the presentation, I pulled him aside immediately. What are you doing? He sighed. Relax, Ashley. We're on the same team. No. That was my work. He looked around nervously. You don't understand how important this is for me, so you steal from me? And then he said something I'll never forget. You're talented, but people like me get noticed. People like me. In that moment, everything hit me at once. He never respected me. He used me. I locked myself in the bathroom afterward. And for the first time in months, I cried. Not because he stole my work, but because I let myself believe someone finally saw my worth. And once again, I was wrong. But while I sat there crying, something changed inside me again. Because suddenly, I realized something important. I wasn't the same invisible girl anymore. Back then, I would have stayed silent. Back then, I would have let people walk over me. But not anymore, because the next thing I did shocked everyone, including Ethan, and in episode 4. He's going to realize he picked the wrong girl to betray. If you're still standing with Ashley, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because the comeback is about to become war.